Hello, spectators, and welcome to the show. It is your host, Mosaic Arts, here with Mega Man 2. So, as you know, pretty recently, we finished Mega Man 1, and so, for that reason, we are now moving on to Mega Man 2. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. So you see that, unlike its predecessor, this game opens up with a much more cinematic opening. You know, wanting to play up that dramatic flair and stuff as much as it's able to, and here we have Mega Man standing on the rooftop, flaunting his hair. Difficulty settings. Well, I'm feeling pretty daring, why don't we do it? No! Oh yeah, you guys might be upset about that. But anyway, Mega Man 2 is pretty different from its predecessor. Like, right off the bat, you see there's 8 Robot Masters instead of 6. In terms of which one to start with, let's start with Airman. Some people are probably just like, what the heck did you just do? I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I think that's enough talking about the background of this game. Why don't we talk about something pretty interesting? Namely, let's talk about this game's reception compared to the first one. As soon as we don't die like that. Yeah, let's talk about this game's reception compared to the first one. Well, one thing I know for sure that happened is, despite Mega Man 1's not as great as Capcom would have wanted in sales, they still gave the green light for a sequel to happen on the developer team's free time and stuff. And from what I know, from what I've seen, this game sold way better than its predecessor did. Now, in spite of the fact that, as I'm aware, this game is one of the most well-received games, like, in the series, I gotta be real with you. I think I'm just gonna let this cat out of the bag now. I genuinely do not think this game is all of that. And there goes a bunch of my viewers. But yeah, the reason I don't think this game is all of that, like, don't get me wrong, this game is fine. It's a serviceable sequel, like, it's better than the first game at the very least, I will say that much. There are a lot of things that this game just does that I am just like, I really do not agree with the notion of this game is, like, the best in the series. Like, at the very least, every game that came after this one in the classic series is better than it. Like, most of the Mega Man X games are better than it. By the way, I was literally about to say every Mega Man X game was better than it, but then I remembered X games like X5, X6, and X7 exist, and I was just like, yeah, never mind. That's not true. Forget what I said about that. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Wow, it just despawned like that. But yeah, to really get to the nitty-gritty of why I don't think Mega Man 2 is all that, well, for one thing, the weapons in this game are pretty imbalanced. Like, I don't think I need to tell you, Mega Man enthusiasts, that the Metal Blades absolutely just steamroll the vast majority of things in the game. Wow, his health is going down quick. Yeah, I don't think that's something I really need to tell you, because you guys are well acquainted with that fact. At this point, anybody who's been following the series for a long time. Easy. So, there's a very key reason that I defeated Airman first. You'll see it in, like, a few seconds. But yeah, continuing on the topic, it's like, most of the weapons in this game just do not do much. Like, other than the Metal Blade, name any other weapon in this game that really does a lot. Really, the closest you get to any weapon that's practical and does a lot is like the Quick Boomerang. Message from Dr. Light. Item number 2. Completed. Get your weapons ready. Yep, that's my Dr. Light voice. That is how it goes. Get equipped with item number 2. But yeah, this is why we did this first. Item number 2, that's why. So next up, staying in weakness order and staying on track, why don't we go for Crashman next? But yeah, because it's like Bubble Lead doesn't do much except for a couple instances. Quick Boomerang doesn't do much except for a couple instances. Air Shooter does not do much except for very situational instances. The Atomic Fire does not do much except for really situational instances. The Leaf Shield is pretty situational too. The Quick Boomerang is decent, but has nothing on the Metal Blade. Crash Bombs, way too low on ammo. Pretty much the only useful weapon in this game is the Metal Blade. And the Metal Blades are, like, broken. Like, seriously. It's like, you have the occasional enemies that you will see later on that I will not spoil right now that, like, are immune to it. But it's like, every enemy you face, you either are going to find is completely immune to it, or you just shred through and bulldoze through with basically no effort at all. And on top of this, it uses borderline no energy, and so it creates a situation where it's like, you pretty much don't even have to switch away from it. Like, no joke, I have seen top 10 lists that literally, they consider the Metal Blade to be so overpowered that... Okay, so, you know how in the past I was mentioning that you can, play these games on Steam with, like, a Pro Controller and stuff? Well, I'm still using it. I get this bad feeling that it's drifting a little bit to the right. Yeah, that's not fun at all. But it might actually be happening. Are you doing this because I'm talking bad about you, Mega Man 2? Is that why you decided you're going to drift my controller like this? Is it? Is it? Speak to me, Mega Man 2. Is it? I guess it won't tell me. Ow. We are climbing up to the stars. We are in outer space. That is okay. Yeah, here's Exhibit A. Here is Exhibit A of why this game's design is just BS, and it is just, it blows my mind that people call this game the best in the series, because, like, I could not disagree more. When you look at what the heck, I think the meat, like, blocked my attack, which, okay. See, this is Exhibit A, my friends. This is Exhibit A right here, why I am just like, no, get out of here with your nonsense that's saying this game is the best in the series. What best game in the series has designed this terrible that you have no way to defend yourself against in the slightest? Like, it's like, if any other game did this, like, say, Ghosts and Goblins, for example, people would be clamoring all over it and acting like it's the worst design ever made in history. But Mega Man 2 doesn't? Everybody just gives it a pass?
What the heck is with that?
No idea. Look at this. Look at this. I don't even know how you would avoid this. I would like you to honestly tell me, chat, or like audience in general, how you would avoid that. Because I am completely stumped on what you would do to avoid that. Because to me, at the moment, it just looks unavoidable unless you, like, don't do Crashman stage right now. Like, literally, it's like, isn't the whole point of this game that you're able to do the levels in any order that you want to? I'm pretty sure that's what the point was, correct? So, answer me this then. Why is this level designed in a way where if you don't get weapons from other levels to use, you just have a bunch of trouble with it, to where the level's borderline impossible to get through without taking damage? Like, literally, unless you bring, like, what? The Leaf Blade or the Metal Blade with you. Did I just say the Leaf Blade? I meant to say the Leaf Shield. Wow, I said literally the opposite of the term Leaf Blade. That is hilarious. Sometimes you just trip over your... See, genuinely, how would you even have a chance at blocking this stuff with just your Mega Buster? Okay, at least we got that thing. But yeah, staying on topic of what I have been saying. No! I used up my air shooter? Yeah, that's Crashman's weakness, and I just used it up. Well, we're just going to do this without his weakness. Let's see if we can. 1, 2! Okay, we had enough shots left. Wow. Can you imagine if we just didn't have that weakness? How bad things might have gone. They could have gone pretty bad, but we had enough shots left, so nice. Get equipped with Crash Bomber. I always think this is called the Crash Bomb, but I guess it's called the Crash Bomber. Like Crash Bomber, man? What? Okay, so one thing that is kind of cool about this game, to be fair, like, not everything about this game is terrible. One thing that's kind of cool about it is how there's a pretty non-linear, like, boss weakness order at play. Where, because a lot of these bosses that you fight have multiple weaknesses or share weaknesses with each other, you have a little bit of extra agency over what order you want to fight the Robot Masters in if you're going in weakness order. For example, I'm going to say this now. Both Flashman and Quickman are weak to the Crash Bomber. So as a result, that creates this interesting situation where... Wow, I need to stop wasting that thing. Yeah. It creates this interesting situation where basically, if you decide that you would rather fight Quickman first for whatever reason instead of Flashman, you can with no issue. It's pretty neat. But yeah, that's just one of those little reasons why it's like, I just don't think this game is all this, is that it's a pretty lackluster weapon selection. The songs, to me, are just a little bit overrated, if I have to be honest with you too. I don't think I mentioned that. And then, like, I don't know, it's just like, I just feel like this game's sequels just improve upon in every way. Mega Man 3 introduces the slide, and to me has more catchy songs. Mega Man 4 introduces the charge shot, has a more solid weapon selection, amongst just a lot of other things like that. Mega Man 5 is meh. It's whatever. It's okay. Mega Man 6 also I just think is better. Mega Man 7 is a big improvement. Mega Man 8, well, Mega Man 8 is Mega Man 8. It's not a terrible game by any means. It's just, I don't know what to say about it. I like it. That's about all. Mega Man 9, in my opinion, is the peak of the series. Mega Man 10 also is pretty solid, but Mega Man 2 to me was just always like, I don't know what people see in this game. But I guess everybody's tastes are different. And mine are just not like everybody else's in that regard. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. Unless we want to, you know, not do this successfully. Dead! Yeah, we weren't gonna die right there without the weakness. I gotta be honest, this is not a knock on Mega Man 2. This is, if anything, a knock on the classic Mega Man games in general. That's always been a little flaw that they've had. If you manage to die to a boss, get equipped with Flash Stopper. But yeah, if you manage to die to a boss in this game with their weakness, you have even less of their weakness to use the next time you fight them, which is just kind of like, if you couldn't beat them, you know. That's what I'm trying to say, is that if you weren't able to beat them, you know, with their weakness, it's almost like now you're going to have even less of a chance to beat them without it, which, to a degree, you can almost argue is kind of a design flaw. Just my 2 cents, to be honest. Anyway, let's go for Quickman next. Tell me, audience, have you heard of Quickman? Now, you know how I was saying I don't think the music in this game is all that? Well, Quickman's song is pretty good. I will definitely say that much. But honestly, most of the other songs in this game, other than, like, I don't know, Metal Man, Bone Man's theme, they just don't do much for me. And yes, that even does include the Mega Man 1 Wily Fortress theme. I just don't care much for it. I know a lot of people do, but I don't know. I just don't care all that much for it. It's a neat song and all, but I just don't think insanely highly of it. Darn it. By the way, another thing too. I really like the song the Megas did based off of this stage. It was, like, really good. You want to know another reason why this game just, I don't feel like it's what people make it out to be? Reason 2, or Exhibit B, the Quick Man stage and the quick beams. I seriously feel like it is borderline trial and error if you do or don't get hit by these beams. Like, I am not even kidding. Like, it generally feels like it's like part of the time, even when I do everything the exact same way, I still manage to get hit by these beams. And I have
No idea.
what causes it. Yeah, I get it. Quick Man stage. They want you to be really quick to avoid the lasers. But it's like, I know I made it look easy, but I have seen attempts where it's like, even when you do basically the exact same thing I just did, people somehow still get taken out. I have no idea how. So, we're actually going to use the strategy of, we're going to crash bomb him first, and then we're going to time stopper. Because it's actually smarter, because once you guys come Okay, we outdid ourselves. That's funny. That's so funny. Like, so what I was originally going to do was, I was going to, like, you know, hit him with the crash bombs. And then once he got down to half health, I was going to then use the time stopper to get rid of the rest of his health. But I did such a good job of blowing him up with the crash bombs that I didn't even need the time stopper. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Honestly, I can't be mad at that.